Welcome back, welcome back. I know you missed Medic! Speed. Oh, that's perfect product placement. Bow! You see what they don't and say what they want.
This is unofficial business.
Back, welcome back. I know you missed me. It's Coach P, aka Go Do, with the unofficial assistant coaches. You might know me as Coach Oos, honorary Uso, and it's still roll tide. I ain't even finna come here talking about I told you so. I ain't finna come in here shooting guns down at people. I'm just finna say it's still roll tide. I don't even know where we gonna start. I had a bad night, was ready to part all weekend, had my stuff ready to go to the script. Instead, I got my butt in the bed like a 70-year-old man and then went to sleep like it was a bad Christmas. We waited all over the summer, all summer long, all year long, waited for that crap to revert back to that crap of an offense that we... Is this punishment for all the winning we have done for Alabama fans to have to sit and watch games of this much BS in a game, man? From the most undisciplined team last year to coming back this year and just looking the most praised team of this decade, we look like the underdogs just trying to get it together, man. All this talent around the field, and it just looked like we just struggling to find what everybody, we bonding together, we go do this. It's all about us. Man, shut that crap up. That's diva talk. Just go out there and make something happen. Everybody want to act like people down in them and against them. This why everybody talking. What are we watching? You can't sit there and tell me that's Alabama football. I don't care who coaching. I don't care who quarterbacking. That's not Bama football. Versus a team that's known to come in preseason ranked up and then lay an egg the first 2-3 games. But they look like all-stars versus us. Whether we give them too many chances or not, we just can't do nothing. It ain't even no reason to say I told you. So like I say, it's Saban we trust, but I sit there and I'd email Saban and I say, Saban, you know we with you 100% of the time, and Saban we trust. But are you sure? Are you sure you know how this go play out? No response. Of course, I only did it a day before. The guy should have been emailed him. He probably had a whole little stuff going, but come on, man. We already knew. And I don't never question Saban. This is the first time I ever emailed him like, you sure? Because even before the breakdown, even before the game, I told y'all, I said, Saban, we trust whoever he put back there, we with him till they ride. We with him till the wheels fall off. Them wheels fell off early, man. Those wheels have fell off and rolled to the side of the road. And don't nobody got no four-way lug wrench out here. We stuck. Make a change now. It's over. I ain't seen a interception in the flats like that since. Who's still throwing balls like that, man? The way you can get the easiest pick six in your life, just throw it in the flat. Who's still throwing that? There's a difference between can't read and trying to read. You just can't read. Just drop back there as a deer in headlights. Like, I don't know what to do when I call hike. It's too much going through my brain. It's too much pressure. Too many people in this stadium. It's too many naysayers that I'm trying to prove wrong. Knowing I ain't ready, but I'm going to act like I'm ready. Knowing I ain't ready. And it ain't even on him this time. Forget it. I'm not blaming him. He go get in there and do what we already knew he was going to do. It's on the coaches. All these chances we have, y'all sit there and go let the ship go down. We still have plenty of chances. But again, we go sit here, back here with these one-trick ponies and wait for one shining highlight play out the blue. Fail opportunity after fail opportunity after fail opportunity after fail opportunity just to wait for one highlight. I'm not going all these 3 and outs and all these blown drives for one highlight here and there. Going into the fourth quarter with 16 points, probably 50 yards passing. And it ain't like it was a mystery. We knew that. But this the kind of ball we forced to watch as Alabama fans. Is this punishment for winning all these championships over the last few years? This what we got to go through? What have we done wrong? Besides enjoy the fruits of our labor, what have we done wrong to deserve this? To go from the most undisciplined team all time to more of this? We still the team that everybody's circling on their calendar. But it ain't no need and no reason to. We need to be circling people. We the underdogs. We the ones trying to get it together. Told y'all don't get too high on no MTSU. MTSU. Quit playing. Now, like Coach D say, I ain't even trying to be in here all day, all morning. I got a job to do. Shout out to my Patreon supporters. I'm finna go get on their video right now. Ain't no more 3, 4, 5 days waiting on Coach P to get these videos out. If you on Patreon, you getting it today. Shout out to my Patreon. We pumping now, baby. Shout out to Coach D helping me get everything ordered. We ready. You done already took us out the algorithm on YouTube. You think we finna keep on coming up doing? We brought our show. Hey, we taking our show to South Beach to Patreon, and we popping. I ain't even watching NFL. We finna get on here and see what happened last night. I'm finna show you what happened, and it ain't no mystery. Coach D, get in here and talk to me, man. Let's run through some of these stats. Let's run through some of this obvious talk so I can get in here and get out of here and hook up my Patreon folks. I can't even watch NFL. I got a job to do.
All right, Coach.
Hey, look, playing around.
The first thing I want to touch on, I know you spoke about it a little bit. 10 penalties, 90 yards. I think last year we had 17 penalties.
15 last year.
Man, we at home, bro.
15 penalties last year and 10 this year. How many they had? About 3?
They have 4 for 40 yards. Again, we are at home.
At home. Well,
Despicable.
They should be jumping with all the noise from the crowd, not being able to hear, etc. But we have all the penalties as usual. Big bad Alabama who can't follow the race, the focus just not there. Ain't no reason to pay attention, no fine detail. We stars. We 5 stars. We the kings of the hill. We ain't got to pay no attention to no fine detail. We ain't got to stay out of practice. We ain't got to do the most. We ain't got to do the extra. I need to get home and see what my NIL deal look like. Sitting back at the facility doing that. It's on a few players trying to act like they turn around. Everybody else on the same stuff, man. Hey, yeah, that sounds cool, but I got to go pick up Alicia at 6, man, and she talking about doing the extra. Man, bump all this, man. Wasting our breath. Like I said, I'm finna go do something for my Patreon, folks. I don't need... Talk to me, Coach D. My whole weekend messed up. Waited all year for that crap. Stuff we already knew about. Stuff we already said how we go back to this, then get out there and just get stuck in the middle of the road like, hey, we already knew this car badly ran, but y'all wanted to try it out. Just because it had a 5 paint job, y'all knew the motor wasn't about then. You knew the transmission was already halfway out, but the paint looked good, so y'all put it on the road. We ain't even get out the city. We in the middle of the freeway stuck. Everybody just riding past us. Me just cars rolling fine. We the only car in the nation can't move the ball. All these 4 and 5 stars, I'm looking at highlights on every team after our game. Every team throwing the ball down the field. Scrubs against big teams against scrubs, scrubs versus scrub, big team versus big team. Everybody throwing the ball with Alabama. About 50 yards are going into the fourth quarter with 16 points. It's a joke, man. I was mad at Spectrum. I was mad at Spectrum Cable for taking off the ESPN channels, taking off the Disney channels, which included all the ESPNs. Mad at them. I told them week 1, I'm going to the game. I said, but by the time week 2 comes, I'm going to be watching Alabama versus Texas, either on Spectrum or not. And now after this week, and I went, and just like I told them, when the game came up, they still hadn't got it right. I counseled them right there. But now now it's Sunday, I wish I never had counseled them. Never wanted to see that crap. Spectrum tried to do me a favor. They say, you don't want to see this crap. Cut off the whole ESPN for me. Because they know I ain't want to see that crap. And I'm up there dissing Spectrum, talking about they ain't nothing for dropping ESPN. They did me a favor. Nobody want to see that crap. I don't even want to review that crap.
Coach, you got me crying over here, man.
It's the second game of the week, man. We've been talking about this all summer. And I got to do a video with my voice after this call. I ain't going to have no voice to do no video. From last night to this call, it's going to be over by the time I get to Patreon. Talk to me, Coach. What we got?
You know, what I noticed, after all of this Trench King talk, the offensive line yesterday. Whew,
Oh, my boy Proctor. Bless his heart.
They put Proctor in a bad situation yesterday.
Man,
come on, man. True freshman. Give him some help, man. Give him some help.
Are we gonna put him on the right? We gonna put him on the hardest side of the line, and we gonna really sit here and let this boy just get ate up like that. Like you said, after the first couple of times, let's slide somebody that way, or put the running back on that side. If it ain't a blitz, you shade on the side to where Proctor at. Whatever we got to do, man. But we ain't got to see the same thing over and over and over. Them boys getting too low for Proctor. Proctor act like he couldn't bend over. When they come around the edge and they get low, they got him every time.
Every time. They want to talk about it.
When he's standing up with his stance and he in his stance, okay. When they get low, Proctor over there struggling.
They keep talking about the size of the offensive line. At some point, you got to be able to move, Coach.
Even with the size, we ain't seeing it on. Okay, we seen good running early. But I don't see these guys just, with all this size we talking, I don't see them just blowing guys off the ball. But I did see my boy Jay's open space reading the holes that were available. And that's all we can ask. But what we do, we go away from the run game. Why do we go away from the run game? Even though it's working. Because they know that Texas is trying to now load up to stop the run game. So what we want to do instinctively as coaches, okay, we running good, but look at them. They see we running good, so now they coming all up. So instinctively, you want to switch it up and say, now catch them with the pass. Now catch them with the pass. But how you go now catch them with the pass? We can't pass. If all we got is the run game and it's working, keep it working, especially if it's a close game. They ain't stopped it for real. But of course, we go away from it because that's what you do. When they stop the run or when you having a lot of success and it look like they trying to gear up to stop it, yeah, you do want to go play action and go to the pass. But if you ain't got a pass, it ain't there, what are you doing? We go keep failing like we go get it this time, or we go get it this time. If it ain't just to throw it up and hope if somebody run under it, we ain't going nowhere, man. Maybe that's all he worked on the offseason is the accuracy of the long ball. Some of them moon rockets he throwing be dropping out perfectly. But just reading the defense outside of that, man, stop. We left 3 touchdowns on the board earlier. I tell you all day, they go play everything under because they scared of our run game and the quarterback leg. They go give you deep balls. We had 3 touchdowns earlier, didn't throw one of them. 2 of them on the play design, never even threw the ball. One of them, he broke out on the scramble. And instead of just keep running full speed, he goes, after he get past the initial defenders trying to sack him, he run up toward the line of scrimmage. And instead of keep running full speed, he slow down as if he's still waiting on the receiver to get open. You got Burton over there, see that the quarterback is moving, and he can go on and shoot up the field. But what we do? We just keep the ball and run. Why did you even stop to look for a receiver if you're not going to throw it to the receivers? Just keep running, man. You keep slowing down like, oh, I'm trying to be a passer. I'm trying to find. Man, quit overdoing it. If your strong points is legs go, then half the time you drop back, you don't know when to run. Like the pocket just crackling around him. He just sitting there with all that speed. Right there in the hot spot. You ain't even separating yourself from the danger zone just to get up. You so fast, get away from the pile. And when you see somebody come out the pile, you're at least farther away enough to use your legs. You be so close when they finally come out the pile, they just grab you. He just lost back there, man. This is the hardest type football to watch, and I refuse to watch it. It's crap, man. You got all these stars on the field, and we just can't seem to do nothing. When our captain is lost, far as the signal caller, the whole team seems like they lost. And it trickles over to the defense, because now the defense, man, they got to keep coming on the field. But everybody rallying around him, everybody like him, everybody, man, bump that. Give me somebody out there who is at least trying and attempting. This just, the 2 interceptions, I can't throw. I'm not a quarterback. Probably built like one, but I'm not out there doing reps. But I never would have thrown those 2 balls in 100 days. Never. For somebody who's seeing this every day, practices in every day. How do you throw those, man? How do you put your team in that situation? Every time some crap like that happens, morale just drop. Morale just drop. People come with that fake, oh, man, you still got it, we got it. Man, that be fake. You be just as mad. You just trying to do what it is to do, to act like you helping the person up. But in your own head, you just as mad as everybody else. When it's just that obvious of a loser play. Like, come on, man. The worst pass I've seen since that was to Jalen Hurts throwing an interception on a screen pass to Auburn. On a screen pass, man. These the type pass. That's what you get from running first quarterbacks, man. Them just high school athletes. Now you coach him up for 5, 6, 7, 8 years like y'all did Jalen, and maybe he'll get the way he going. But at this point in time, fresh out of high school, a year or two out of high school, as just a freakish athlete, you not ready. Talking about how built the person is. I keep comparing all these guys the same way. I hate to keep saying this sorry guy name, but just like AI-15, they all the same. Drop back, don't even know what to do. It's the same person, different name, different city, different state, same player. They all meet the same criteria. Everybody just acting like, oh, it's going to go crazy this day. It's a difference between a running quarterback and a Lamar Jackson, Mike Vick type quarterback. These guys are not that. Now, this guy's fast. He got turbo, but he's still not that. He's faster than Jalen, but he's still not that. And those guys who had that still didn't even win nothing, because that don't equal championships. What else we got, Coach?
Let's move over to the defensive side of the ball. I did want to ask you this question. Where was Dallas Turner yesterday? Oh,
Coach, I told you that the whole year. I said, it's beautiful that Malachi is looking back like his original self. Just like one of our supporters called in and said, it's beautiful that Malachi is looking back like himself, like we thought when he first came to school. I'm just waiting on Dallas to do the same. Dallas nicknames are falling by the day. You're gonna be called Dallas soon, my boy. Houston, Galveston, Port Arthur, all that is falling by the wayside. You just finna be simple old Dallas, man. I don't know what's going on. Because like I said, last year when they was putting all the attention on Will Anderson, I thought Dallas was gonna have a sack fest. Halloween style. Nothing but sacks. And we ain't filling them with no candy. But from then to now, still ain't seen the guy. I don't know if he on IR in rehab, where he's at. He might be in Dallas. I don't know. We haven't seen him. Anybody on that D-line? Haven't seen him. How we gonna be an Alabama school of fine football and we don't have a D-line?
0 sacks.
No D-line. You got Texas with 4-5 sacks on us. Keep just running the stats on the board. How many Bama got? 0. Goose egg. No D-line. Even if we finally got better linebacker play, it ain't gonna be nothing if that D-line isn't nothing. Our defense starts with that D-line. That helps take the pressure on and off the cornerbacks. This D-line, what this D-line about? This D-line ain't talking about nothing. Nothing. The weakest part of our defense is the D-line. I said it. We see what they don't and say what they want. I ain't talking about nothing on that D-line. I ain't got to call my boy Biggie Big yet. Baby. He ain't dropped a hit in 5 years. E-Boy been there 7 years and still can't get a nickname. Dallas in witness protection program. I ain't seen him. Braswell, I don't know if he be hanging with the homies. He come show his face here and there, then he back out in the streets, I guess. We barely see him. He like the cousin in the family with the money. We hardly see him. He'll show his face here and there. He show it more than Dallas. Shout out to Malachi, came to play early. But like I say, you just keep putting the defense on the field, especially versus an OC like that, you gonna get beat, man.
Definitely gonna get beat. Caleb Downs, true freshman, had a rough day yesterday, but I think he'll bounce back. But it was pretty rough.
Had a rough day? Not really. He had an up and down day. Like I said, the plays, a couple times when he did get burnt. That's like I say, when you put that safety in that, okay, the one time we gave up the bomb to Amos, who was saying, I'm so tired of these guys celebrating so hard earlier. Then next thing you know, they burnt or something, and now they quiet. Keep that same energy, my boy. Keep that same energy. You act like we won the game in the first quarter when you make a play. Then in the third, you're looking like, oh, well, that was old boy with that fault. That ain't happening. It. Oh, man. But like I say, when Amos got burnt deep, bologna burnt without the dome, somebody forgot to put the little slit in the bologna. I'm talking about burnt like that. When he got burnt and Caleb Downs went with the crosser, that's just Sarkeesian, the OC, putting that boy in the blender. If Caleb Downs stay back, that crossing route that's coming right under Caleb Downs' nose is wide open. If Caleb Downs drop on that crossing route like he did right under his nose, Amos can't mess with the guy in the slot. That same slot is gonna hit us every time. They go put somebody right there. Every team, Sark knows. Every team we play, they're gonna get somebody. They're gonna get a mismatch on that slot and just run them down the seam. That's all they do to us. All the big plays we done gave up, it's been that same situation. And Sark just found a different formation to do the same play. And he put Caleb Downs in that blender. That wasn't on Caleb Downs. He had to pick. It was a no-win situation, especially when Amos running 8 yards behind the guy. And then on the other plays earlier, Downs got in on a couple early, but he missed on a couple. But like I say, he's going to have the most misses as a safety trying to play pass coverage on some of these receivers. That's what the offense is trying to do, line him up to be one of the people getting burnt. Just like Branch or Malachi was getting burnt in certain situations, only because of how the OC put them in that situation to get done like that. Those guys aren't really made to be out there doing pass coverage and stuff like that. That's why they playing safety. That's the slowest guys in your defensive backfield. You just got to protect them. Quit putting them in situations to get burnt. And how does number 4 get behind us? It's the coaching, man. We already knew coming in, Texas had one trick pony on scoring. Number 4 is going to try to get behind you. That's it. You would not, number 4, if Texas could beat me 42-0, but number 4 would not have a yard that game. Not deep. You go have to find somebody else to beat me. Yet and still, they still having target practice, seeing how many times he can get behind the defense. Kool-Aid. I thought he made one little touchdown save and little break up, but they even dropped that one. He ain't do nothing to mess that up. The first touchdown he got scored on, dude did, it wasn't even a whip route. He just did was that a Sarkeesian route? Like, I ain't even seen that. He just ran inside and curled back out. Like, didn't even do a move. Just left Kool-Aid like Kool-Aid was just still in the bed, just thinking about what he go do next week. Like I said, if it was a strong leg whip, like run inside, hit him and come back out. He just ran inside and did a small curve and ran back to the outside. Didn't even get touched. No hands on him, no nothing. Easy touchdown. We big bad Alabama, and we just giving away giveaways. We can't score on somebody that easy. You can score on us that easy, but we just cannot find those easy scores like that. Why we can't get in there like that? We got to go inside a bag. We got to get deep. We got to go in there and find plays we forgot we had. But they just, anything they doing, it just throwing it where they want to throw it. I just don't get it, man. Blaming on the players. Blaming on the players all you want. We got to start looking at this coaching, man. It's either outdated or it just, I don't know what's going on. This ain't it. This ain't it. It's too much struggling. It's too much non-identity. It's too much, I don't know what to do next. It's too much, that wasn't my fault. It's too much everything but Alabama football, and I'm tired of it, man. I almost went crazy on Spectrum. I need to send them a letter of apology. Like y'all did right by taking that crap off my screen. Give me the Pac-10 channel package. Get me off SEC. There ain't nothing to see down here right now. If we don't make a starting quarterback going into this next game, it's a wrap. Don't go into the next game versus South Florida, beat up on them and say, oh, we think we got it now. Shut that crap up. I don't care if it's the fifth screen quarterback. Skip Buckner and Simpson if you want to. Put the fifth in. But we ain't going in there where we went in there with this game. And then the weapons you do have, you don't even want to use those. Man, we had one play. Y'all gonna have to get on this Patreon to see these breakdowns. See, we see what they don't and say what they want. Y'all just looking at the game and waiting on results. I'm gonna show you what you're seeing. On one play, they blitz both linebackers, man. Both linebackers. This the stuff that just, what the cartoon say, this just chaps my hide. They send both linebackers through the middle. Same way we did LSU, the dumbest blitz of all time. I wanted Pete Silver's gone. We've been wanting him to go, but when he did that, we went crazy. We sent two up the middle. Same way that we did versus LSU. They picked us up. That little running quarterback from LSU got out of there, put the game out of reach. We did the same thing yesterday. Texas did the same thing to us yesterday. They blitzed both their linebackers. Both of them got caught up in the middle in the trenches. Our quarterback don't get out the pocket away from everything just to get a little separation from himself. He's still right there. The two guys that got picked up, but you still right there where you drop back that. You just still right there. One person sooner or later go get through this little hole, and of course they end up getting through there. And while you still sitting back there acting like you finna do some Dan Marino, Peyton Manning magic, you should have been gone. The two guys designed to spy or keep you in the pocket are both engaged in the middle of the field. They hold the defense that's blitzing right there amongst our offensive line. And you still right there behind the offensive line like they your personal shield for life. When you could have been already rolling out, getting ready to turn on them Jets for a 67 to 89 yard run, instead another tackle for a lost sack. And when I saw that, I said, it's no reason for this guy to be in the game. You're not a passer. We know that. That's why I hate when y'all try to put these guys in there and they just learn on the field on the fly. He's not going to see nothing different than he's seen that practice. He's not going to do nothing different. He's not just going, oh, he get it now. You're not going to get it now during the game. If he didn't come in the game already having it, he's not going to get it. But now, we know your arm ain't there, but on this play, tall height, slightly roll to the left a little. Don't break the pocket, even though everybody's right here in the middle of the field. You got to get on Patreon to see this to believe it. You got to see this to believe it. Then they show the instant replay. Well, we watching the game live. Shout out to my Patreon members. We watching the game live together. Shout out to my Patreon members that came in and watched that game with me. We went through that crap together, man. We watching the game live, and I'm telling them, both defenders, both linebackers got caught up in the blitz. Why he didn't take off? I said it. They come back from commercial break, and what do they show? They show it from a different angle. This boy had nothing but green. Oh, my. More green than the Green Mile, more green than Snoop Dogg house on the Thursday. I'm talking about nothing but green over here, and you still sitting there like, I wonder where the shit I go. Is he gonna get open? I want this old girl that I hollered at last night watching. I told her to watch. But Spectrum been tripping. I wanted to do she has. What are you thinking of back there, man? It's too much going through your mind. If you don't see all this green and get aroused like a married man walking into a gentleman's club, if you don't see all this green and say, oh yes, that's what I've been waiting for. You see all that green and you sit back there like, maybe Burden might get open, because he got open first time and he released from that guy. I didn't throw it to him then. So maybe this time I'll throw it to him. So I got a chance to make this 60-yard run, but let me see if I can make it up for my boy who I didn't throw it to last time. I don't know what my man be thinking of back there. I really don't. Because all we saw was naked green, the thing you live for. That's one thing I'll say about Hurts. Hurts go drop back. If it ain't there, he gone. Now, I guess because we put so much flack on him leaving so early that you don't want to leave at all. But you're not Bryce Young, my boy. We dealt with that with Bryce Young sitting back there too long. But you're not a passer nor decision maker. You need to go. If you need to pull the Jalen Hurts package. If it ain't there, the first read, go. But guess what? You had your chance. We don't want to see it now. It's over. You had your chance. And coach went down with you, boy. We went down with the ship. And I know why. And that's the only reason. I'm going to let it slide. We lost this game. But if either one of the ties come in, Buckner or Simpson, and we still lose that game, it's a loss for both of them. It's like a relief pitcher. You lost and the next guy lost. So we going down with the shit with you, which means after the game, from here on out, if we go undefeated, at the end of the year, they can say, hey, yeah, Bama ain't got but one loss. And then one loss they had was with a different quarterback. Since they done got this guy in, starting with South Florida, whoever started this South Florida game, if we go undefeated from now, we can rewrite that loss. Plus, it's early in the season. But don't bring in another quarterback and y'all both tied up in that loss. And now we go undefeated from South Florida on out. And they say, well, we got a loss. You know, that quarterback was involved in that loss too. But now we can say, hey, from South Florida to now, flawless. And this new quarterback has changed the whole look of the team. I bet y'all can't beat them with this new quarterback. So that's what we're looking at now, man. I'm guessing them guys, you can't just tell me that those guys on the bench just that much worse than this guy. And I already know they having to learn more plays than him because his playbook is way simplified. But at the same time, you can't tell me that they just have no way of moving the ball better than this guy. Because even when they throw the ball, even when they don't have nothing to throw, both of those quarterbacks can still run. They might not be fast as him, but they still mobile. We've won with non-mobile quarterbacks. I'd rather have an arm than a leg. I've won with arms with no legs before. I ain't never won with super legs, no arm. Y'all remember that. And to be honest, in college, it's hardly ever happened unless y'all wanted to call Deshaun a running quarterback. But that was a system situation. That boy was throwing deep slants, deep posts, running it, whatever you wanted to do. The only quarterback I didn't want to see. I ain't trip on no Cam Newton, no Johnny Manziel, none of these scrubs. But Watson, I ain't really want to see that because of the package they run, the coach that was with him, and they had a bun. It's like they spent the night together. They were just on this locked in, just on some beat Bama stuff. But far as in run first quarterbacks, it ain't gonna happen, man. Just trying to make these guys look a certain way off physicality. No, it ain't it. Talk to me, coach.
It ain't it, coach. Let's try to get a couple of supporters in. I see B Diz is requested. See what he got to say. Roll Tide, of course. Yeah, that game last night was pretty rough to watch for all of us at Bama Nation. B Diz, what's up?
Oh, I just requested when he was can y'all hear me? When he was talking about the defense.
Yeah, we can.
It's the same way they got beat last year. It's like it's how do you not see it? Like I feel like I don't know. All of us in here could see it. How do they not see it? Same thing, you're leaving your safeties on islands. You're not getting to the quarterback like you should. All of that should have been fixed in the offseason. But it wasn't. It doesn't seem like it was.
No, not at all. Appreciate you, B Diz.
Yeah, all of it should have been fixed, but guess what? If you don't have the players to fix it, then what? Just like we were saying, we recruit a different style of players now. We don't recruit the big Mount Codys and stuff no more. Guess who do? Georgia do. Georgia's still doing our old style of recruiting. It look like it's working for them. Guess who else did that? Look at Texas. They had a big guy in the middle, 300 and some pounds, that we had to double team with the center and guard. But we don't recruit that guy that need to be doubled like that no more. Look at our guys up front. Well, we had Big Otis. He lost all that weight. So we don't really run that. We don't really stuff it up like we used to. We got guys down there that's small and more mobile, and that don't really check out. Now, sometimes you will get a stud like Q Williams, that Q was bigger and he lost a little weight. And guess what? But his nimbleness, his move, he just had a dip. He ended up getting it. He wasn't like that coming out of high school. Sometimes you just get to college and it all clicks. And that's what happens for him. So unless one of those smaller D linemen we get and it clicks for him, we in trouble, man. Like you say, on some of the plays, we send 13 rushers at the guy. The whole team blitz. And now on a couple of plays, they all run straight past him. The whole blitzing squad, the whole little unit, run straight past the quarterback. All he got to do is step up in the pocket. He can run, but guess what? He just throw it. Still people open. Because guess what? When you blitz all those players, and I always know, every time I see them blitz all those guys, I say, man, ain't nobody go get that, and they finna throw it. Soon as we call hike, and I see all us rushing to the backfield, oh, man, who he go throw it to? It's going to be the bum because everybody on one-on-one coverage on the island. And that's what he did when he hit Amos the second time. It's going to be the bomb or it's going to be a step up in the pocket and hit a short throw. We do not get nothing on the blitz. We probably have the worst blitz per, let me see how I can put this. Per star ratio, we probably had a worst blitz percentage in the nation. Meaning to have all these good players, to have all these studs, to be able to call hike and never get none of them home. It's probably the most embarrassing junk ever. You got some of these teams with 2 and 3 star recruits. You call hike, they do the blitz, and they coming in there. Even versus us. Sometimes it be a person getting in there like, how you get here? Why y'all always seem to get in here and make a way, but we can't get to y'all quarterback for nothing? They got 4-5 sacks on a mobile quarterback, man. That boy Ewers ain't faster than me, and he ain't get touched once. And you can't tell me they sending better stars at the quarterback than us. This is embarrassing. It got to be coaching, man. You sit here and take Saban coaches away every year and expect us to boot back up and be right back on the same page. No, man, it's starting to take a toll. Every coach that we pull up in here, every coach that come into this stable ain't go get it. Everybody, just like when they go to other places and people pay them all their money. They go to the other places and they ain't got it. Oh, you worked with Saban. Let us hire you. What did you learn over there? You try to take all those intangibles over there and it don't work. Only a couple coaches it done worked for since they left Nick. So don't think just because you with Nick, you gonna get it. There's a lot of people over here that just on the staff. It ain't registering, man. Either the principles played out, either the style played out, but this ain't it. It's too many stars out here for us to be wondering what to do. Texas moved the ball effortlessly. It looked like they was up 35 points. For us to be up 3 going into the fourth was almost crazy. They was outplaying us in every aspect of the game. For us to still be in the game. That's what I'm saying. We left 2-3. Then on the play to Jace out the backfield. Wide open touchdown. He can be still running right now. After I woke up this morning with all that BS on my mind, I could wake up and look out the window and still see Jace running if he hit that pass. But we left so many touchdowns on the field to still only be that only up 3 going into the fourth quarter. We could have been up double digits. Yeah, we lose double digits. The first time in Nick Saban's career that he's lost double digits at home. And we had to give it up to a former coach. So now we 28-3 versus former coaches. Oh, Nick, who that we got? Kirby, Jimbo, and now Sark. Man, come on.
Tough. Coach, everyone got more people in the room now. We definitely want them to know, let them know to, they can watch the games or listen to the games with you live on Patreon.
On Patreon, patreon.com/Coach John Doe. If you're following on Twitter, just pull up one of those old posts, one of the most recent posts, and you'll see it on there. We are going live. Join the dopest movement on Patreon right now. Everybody is pulling over to Patreon and showing love, and that's all we ask. Because like I say, it takes a long time to do this, what we doing over here, trying to get these videos together and all that, and maintain a regular lifestyle and pay these bills. So now we found a way to put our fans first. We found a way to put the craft first, and that's on Patreon. So like I say, now you don't have to wait to, dang, is Coach gonna put them up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? You get on over here to Patreon. Sunday. We doing it Sunday. Every week. Because it's serious now. Like I said, when it is on YouTube and they making me break it up in 6, 7, 8 slots and all that, man, that takes so much time. The first video I started at 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get to put it up till 11 o'clock the next night. That takes too long. I'm talking about falling asleep, waking back up, doing stuff. I had to watch over this stuff, go into everything to make sure I see what y'all don't, and definitely want to say what y'all want. This is a long process. So now you just come to Patreon, everything you need. If you really support the TheUACoaches, come to Patreon, everything will be there laid out. And you ain't got to go and click 13 different videos to see one good breakdown, baby. Let's go. What you got, Coach?
Of course, follow on TikTok. Of course, follow on Twitter. Of course, follow on Instagram at TheUACoaches. Going into the next week. Oh, well, I forgot. On Fridays, every Friday, Coach D, who is myself, and Coach P, we will be discussing the MVP for the game on the next day. We just had a call last Friday. We spoke about the Middle Tennessee game, but we also spoke about who we thought would be the MVP going into the Texas game. Since there was a loss, we weren't able to provide any free merchandise for you. So again, if you come in, you comment on the score and who the MVPs are, you can win some free merchandise.
Offensive MVP, defensive MVP, and the final score. And just like if you playing parlay sheets at Vegas, it don't take but one game to mess up everything. And then just like this week, one loss mess up everybody's sheet. It's just like the March Madness bracket. One loss mess up one key loss can mess up everybody's bracket. And with us, the key loss is Alabama. If Alabama lose, we all lose, man. No shirts this week. Jeez. And like I said, going into that next week, new quarterback situation, we was 14 out of 27, man. One pass away from 50% passing. One pass away from 50 freaking percent passing, knowing we throw RPOs and stuff. So you took out all the short throws you throw, that's gonna have your percentage looking great. That's why a lot of times they be like, man, you don't like that quarterback? Shoot, he was 28 out of 33 for such a man. 22 of them were short passes, RPOs, and stuff like that. So how you got a quarterback throwing the short, high percentage throws, but still managed to only get 14 out of 27? This ain't it. This ain't gonna work. This ain't what I signed up for. This ain't what I'm trying to deliver to my followers. This ain't what we trying to discuss every week. This ain't it. This ain't Alabama football. Coach need to get some coaches in there, and they need to sign a contract saying, hey, if you come to coach for Alabama football, it's a 3 to 5 year deal or something like that, and you can't talk to nobody else until your contract up. Quit coming here for 1 year, 2 years, then go somewhere else. I replace him with James over there. You came over here on this position. You left out the 1 year. I'm going to replace you with Steve. He left out the 2 years over here at this other position. I'm going to replace you with Timothy. Man, these boys ain't getting it, man. We just keep filling up slots and thinking this supposed to still be real. We supposed to still be able to, come on, it's hard, man. Y'all done finally broke up Clemson staff over there. They was together 13 years strong. Now look at them. They've been scripting Saban staff like that at all time. He done finally lost his DC and a few coaches. Now he over there losing. Who they lost to Duke? At least we still losing the ranked people. But yeah, it's a little different when you start losing all your staff, ain't it? We already losing players. Okay, we can replace them with 5 stars, but you go tell me you just go keep taking away from my staff, the people who do got it, who do know what I'm trying to portray to these players, and I just gotta fill in the blank with another player and just think everything just supposed to stay smooth. Y'all keep letting Georgia get any kind of success, and they start stripping away from Kirby. It's going to be the same situation, man. But okay, we'll see. Saban need to do something about this hiring technique, man. Quit letting these guys come in, get free exposure, get free platform to get their coaching credits on up and go get higher money somewhere else. Oh, you over there with Saban? We ain't like you last year when you was at West Point Valley, but you done went over there with Saban? Oh, man, come over here. We did like you. We just couldn't get you at that point. But now that you were Saban, man, come on over here. We get you extra $500,000 on top of what you was asking for. Man, please. Oh. Coach, good luck with your NFL, man. I got to go live and get this done for my Patreon, man. That's all I'm on every day. Patreon and my everyday life, man. So I'm just in here to I'm try to get a few highlights up to YouTube for the YouTube family. We'll never leave that. But for those who really supporting me, I got to get them got to get that breakdown over there. The breakdowns are only available on Patreon. I will be trying to put some of the just highlights though, highlights and the viral plays up on YouTube. You know, give them some of that goat dough reaction. But I ain't putting up nothing for that Texas. Ain't nothing to celebrate. Ain't nothing to go crazy about and do no nice little. Oh, that was a good. No, man. No. So if you just want to see the breakdown and what really happened, come over to Patreon. And that's all I got to say.
There it is, Coach. Of course, going into next week, South Florida, Friday, you can catch Coach Doe and Coach D here live on Twitter Spaces. And roll tide.
Roll tide. Hey, we'll see y'all next week. Like I said, all we need is just a fresh start. It's early in the season. They say if you ever gonna lose a game, let it be early. I don't want to give up on the season this early. I can't because I'm a real deal Alabama fan. It's bigger than the coaches. It's bigger than the players with me. I roll with the Tide before anybody over there on that staff even stepped on that place. So it still roll Tide with me. But I do want to see a switch this next time. You know, even if the next guys ain't better than the guy that played. Maybe it's just their time and they find that wave and find that niche to make what happens that needs to happen for us to win. But we can't go out there with the same situation. So looking forward to a switch right there, and let's see what we do. It's Coach P, a.k.a. Go Doe, with the unofficial assistant coaches. You might know me as Coach Oos, honorary Uso. We'll see y'all next week, man. Who that opponent is, it really don't matter because it's all about the Tide. Bow!